Powerful, glorious, strong, determined, disciplined, and most of the time forgotten. Conquerors, though, have those same titles within them, but are so much more. Being a conqueror comes with stress, humility, ego, insecurities, insatiable hunger, responsibility, and a spirit that never lets them rest. You've seen your entire family line. Your blood was all warriors until your kids. That means you are the conqueror. You are the one who will give an empire to your kids that will carry them on for generations. You are destined to rip out souls and stand tall over others. The result of one battle doesn't matter because you are always looking for the next war to step into. It's time to look at yourself as who you are, conqueror and king.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is at the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in, belly scraping by. But now I'm paid. Look at the paper I break and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up at the days in. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. They're coming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You a Captain Save. I hold you just
Welcome to You Control You podcast. What I'm grateful for this weekend, today. I don't know, just God, family, kids, friends, all my students, everybody, basically. I'm grateful that the Almighty continues to talk to me, because I know damn well I don't listen. I'm hard-headed. But it's like certain lights are coming on in my brain that have never been on before. And it's almost like a few years ago, I did this reboot of my brain and took in all these programs and all this information. And now things are starting to click and I'm actually starting to understand it more. So I'm grateful for that. I'm extremely grateful for that. And I'm realizing that it's really simple. You just have to apply this knowledge daily. So I'm grateful for that. Yeah. I'm grateful for my fighter. She put on one hell of a show. She won. We were fighting for a title this weekend. She won. It was her first fight in 3 years. And yeah, she did everything that we worked on. Everything. From top to bottom. And she dominated this other fighter. And it's weird because it's not weird. It's different because everybody is praising me. Her parents, like her mom was praising me and thanking me so much because she's so different. And it's like, it was already in her. This girl was already successful before me. I've been working with her on and off for like 5 to 7 years. It's like, this girl is already really talented. All I did was remove certain roadblocks that she had placed there and recommended some books, and we had some talks, and I get it. That's dope, but I don't know. I don't like taking credit for that because all I'm doing is helping someone be who they want to be. It's like over time they would discover this, right? Over time they would realize who they are. But it's a dope process. Like, it's weird. The commentators were like the way the commentators talked about our connection. It's like, I don't know. And the one thing it did let me know is that what my overall goal is when it comes to fighters is real, and I need to find a way to make it happen. So a lot of times when Bree comes up here, because she drives from Illinois to come up here, and it's like 2 hours to drive up and work with me. And then she usually, as of now, or for the past, I don't know, month and a half, she's been, she's been staying at my house. And so it's allowed us to really, what's the word? Grow a better connection is probably the best way to say it. And because of that, I think it showed everywhere else. So I was just like, well, man, this is what I'm talking about. I want all my fighters. I want room and board for my fighters so we can be, for lack of a better word, closer. We can build a better connection. And like, I have a dope connection with my fighters because I see them all the time. But I think it's different because sometimes she was ride to the gym with me. She's working on things. We're having family dinners type of things. Man, you know what it reminds me of? Mike Tyson and Customato. Where I can, because I have more time not in the gym, I can imprint more in the mind. And all I'm imprinting is how great she is and how amazing she is. And like all these things that she wants to do are possible. Making her write out her goals and how we're going to accomplish them. From top to bottom, it's just, yeah, it lets me know that that's a good place to be headed with fighters. And so I want to be more hands-on with my fighters, even more than I already am. And it was really dope. Like Thursday night, we had 2 pounds to cut. She fights at 115. And it's funny because I did ask her the previous weekend, like, when are you due to get your period? Because I know how that affects women in weight cutting. And she's always underweight. But sure enough, it hit. And she was like, you jinxed it. It wasn't supposed to hit this week. And it hit. And of course, retain water. Now she can't lose the weight, but she's still training. So Thursday we had about 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds to cut. And she worked and she couldn't get up here until like 6 or 7. By that time, I'm already teaching my class at Madison College. So then we don't even get to the gym until about 8:30, 8:45. And so we have a late night session, just us. And we're working and she's hitting pads and we're cutting this weight. And she just looked amazing. Like, I can't describe it when she's hitting pads. It's just like, and I just let her flow and let her work. And we cut the weight. We go back to the crib. We're chilling and we're just goof troops. We can't stop laughing. Like, it's crazy. Like, we had to stop because I was working pool noodles with her because I was like, your head movement is amazing. Look how beautiful that's looking. And she just stopped and started laughing because it made her feel uncomfortable. She was like, you can't do that. You can't hype me up so much in the middle of the drill. I'm like, screw that, because if you suck ass right now, I would tell you that you're sucking ass. I'm like, so it was just a dope moment. And I knew we were in a good place. Friday after weigh-ins, of course, we want to work mitts, just get her a little sweat going and let her work out some of that energy. And I was reading everything she was doing. So I was able to get the pad there while she was free flowing. And she was just, the way she was moving, I was like, oh man. I'm like, if you play your game just like this girl has nothing for you. She has nothing for you. This is pro level movement, right? I could put you in the UFC with this movement right now. And yeah, picked her apart. So it was cool, but like I said, different. And the whole process was different, which brings me to the topic, becoming your own competition. So when I started fighting, of course, you have the competition of the other fighter. And even by the end, I got to a point where I was just like cool with who I was as a fighter. Some of it had to do with just recognizing that I'm older. I have injuries that are holding me back. Honestly, everybody is anticipating me losing because of my injuries. So let me just go in there, have fun, and put it on these cats and make them work hard for it. And then to dominate them both, it was cool. But then when I started, and at the same time coaching, I recognized all the really good Muay Thai gyms. I knew them already from being a fighter. And I'm like, whew, can I stack these W's against these coaches, against these gyms that are great? It's almost like being a rookie coach and you got to go against Bill Belichick. It's like, whoo, I know I got my work cut out for me. I'm about to go against this coach or this coach. I'm like, ooh, be some dog fights. Oh my goodness, I have to see Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Pete Carroll. Like, am I ready for this? Like, yeah.
When he showed up and he was facing that other team.
Man, it was intimidating sometimes. And then some of these gyms to go against, like I've been watching these coaches coach in the UFC. It's like, do I have what it takes? And this fight though, and it's what I said at the beginning where things seem to be clicking, where I'm applying the knowledge. Normally I listen to like a motivational video when I'm in the shower and I start get some DMX going and I start getting hyped. And then I just start talking to myself, like asking myself, like, who's the greatest coach? Like, who's going to do this? Who's going to make better calls than you? And I get so hyped. And then these switches flip. And I always think like, oh, I'm going into war mode now. And this entire process, it didn't feel like that. Like I started listening to a motivational video and it just didn't hit the same. And I was like, okay. And I just started talking. But I never once raised my voice and I never got hyped. And then I get out of the shower and I'm still talking to myself. I'm drying off. I'm talking to myself. And then I look in the mirror and I'm like, you're the greatest. You are how did I say it? I said, you are great. Or I said, you are a great coach. And I'm like, that doesn't feel right. And mind you, I'm talking this out loud. So if you're on the outside part of that door, you think I'm just batshit crazy. And then I looked at myself and I'm like, yep, there it is. I'm the greatest coach. I'm a great coach. And it doesn't seem like much, right? But acknowledging that I am great, just like I tell my fighters to do that, just like I do for myself overall, but acknowledging that I am great at what I do was like life-changing in that moment. And it's the second time now that I'm going through this recently. Like I'm coaching fight after fight after fight right now. And it's like, whoa, I'm not worried about the other coach. I'm not worried about the other gym. I just need to go in there and do my job. Regardless of the result, right? I don't have to worry about it. My only competition is me. Can I be a better coach this time than I was last time? Can I make better calls? Can I make better in-cage or in-ring adjustments? Huh. Okay. Back to nothing external. Everything is within. Everything is internal. So the messages that I preach to my fighters, the messages I preach to my kids, it's like now I feel like I'm a doctor taking my own medicine. And it's mind blowing. It's crazy. And to walk in there and to have a fighter listen and do everything that I ask. Like I'm telling you, we were in such sync that the girl started fainting kicks. And I was like, yo, she's looking for upstairs. Keep your hand up. Sure enough, she throws that head kick. And all I say is, I'm like, I told you. And we're still picking her apart. It's crazy. Just to get to a point where it's almost like a circle where I'm dope and I'm the only one that needs to know that. I don't need you to know that I'm dope. I don't need another coach to recognize that I'm dope. I don't need none of that. What I'm building is dope. And it might take me a year, 5 years, 10 years to reach all my goals, but that's the beauty of the journey. And it's enlightening. It's super dope. And it allows me to not rest on my wins. Like I was excited. We won. She did a couple of interviews after the fight and it was dope. Took some pictures, got changed. Everything was good. And then went back to the hotel room so she could shower. And so during this process, as soon as I hit the room, we already had a fight offer. They were just waiting on this fight to end. So now I'm looking at the opponent. I'm looking at the next opponent in the hotel room right after we won a title. So I can see what's up. And then yesterday we talked on the way home and we decided to take this fight. So we're already prepared. Not only take this fight, but we already got the next fight planned as well if no injuries happen. And so it's like, cool, we won a title. What's next? And when then the promotion asked, they were like, hey, we would like her to come back and defend the title and do another pay-per-view card. And I was like, yeah, we're down to come back and do that, but we're not defending. We'll come back and we'll win a title again. And just understanding my friend, like I was like, oh yeah, I like the way that sounded. Like we're not defending champs. We're not defending any championship. We're coming in to win that championship a second time. And that's how I plan on treating everything. It's just a different way of looking at things, I guess. But the biggest takeaway I got from this weekend is recognizing that I have no competition except for me. A message I preach to so many people. Just getting really comfortable with who I am and the way I look at coaching and the way I approach things and understanding that, yeah, my system works. My system for sure works. Focusing on the mind, focusing on the emotional aspect, along with the technique. Yeah, this works. This really works. Wow. And it's not just this fight. It's like watching them all, because I'd rather create great humans and great people than just great champions. And it's kind of fun, to be honest. It's fun to think about this process. So yeah, I don't know if any of you have are struggling with that, where you still look at everybody else as competition, or you're just not 100% comfortable with yourself. Thank you. Thank you. But if you are, I would say start wording things differently first. Instead of I want to be great, I am great. Instead, whenever you look at somebody else and you start to compare, even if it's like deep into the thought, snatch that up and say, yo, hold up. Stop this. Man, I want you to be successful. Go be successful. I'm not in competition with you though. I got to be better tomorrow than I was today. And I got to be better today than I was yesterday. And that's the only competition you really got to live with. And it's so easy to talk about. It's definitely a little bit more challenging to live because of our own inner thoughts. But if you just keep it simple, stay focused on the things you need to focus on. Yeah, I don't know. Confidence, man. Confidence. You just got to keep putting in the work to build the confidence. Matt Brown talked about that. Just keep putting in the work and the confidence will come. And then be honest about the work you've done. Be honest about it. Doesn't mean that you're going to stop working. And that's the big thing right there. Oh, I'm great, man. And then you don't work the same way. No, that doesn't work. That you'll fall flat on your face then. Like, I love the fact that I coach 7 days a week. I'm in the gym 7 days a week. We fought in Minnesota. I made that 4-hour drive back at 6 a.m. to make sure that I was back by the gym at 11 a.m. working my other group of fighters. It is what it is. It's the life. And to me, it's I call it the Mamba effect. If I'm doing this every day of the week, most of the time, multiple times a week, or I'm sorry, multiple times a day, you can't catch me. I am just going to keep putting in the time and the hours, and I am just going to lap many people. So the way I see things, the way I am doing things are just going to keep growing and keep getting better. So by this is my 7th year, my thought process in 7 years, I've put in enough work to maybe total somewhere between 13 and 15 years. So by the time I reach year 15, right? The goal is that looks like my experience level is more 20 to 30 because I just keep putting this time in and I keep mastering this craft. I keep fine tuning it. It's a dope feeling, that's for sure. And I'm going to try really hard. This is going to take a lot of work on my part. I would love to just show the last 5 fights that I've coached as of recently with wins and losses. There's definitely wins and losses in there. And so 6 fights, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fights. 7 fights in the last 2 months. So I want to share with you my thought processes on this and looking at it. And they're not all wins, right? out of those 7 fights, we only have 2 titles. We had potential to win 5 titles. We only got 2, right? So there's still a lot of things that I need to work on there. And it's not even about the titles, it's about certain things, right? The first 2 MMA fights, mental mistakes that shouldn't happen. That's on me. Got to fix that. The championship fight, the first title we won, great, looked way better. Still got plenty to work on. Still fine tuning that. One of the other fights, talking to the promoter now, like he acknowledged that, yeah, he took an illegal shot to the head. We should have got a timeout. If we get the timeout and it's not an 8 count right there, that we win that round because we were dominating that round, we probably win the fight. Now, do we win a title? I don't know, because his body was compromised, right? His shin was messed up, his foot was messed up, and he took that big blow to the head. Compromised, I don't know. The other fight, she did everything I could ask for. Like, it was money. I was so impressed. So, but and then this fight, she did everything that I asked for, and it went our way, right? She did everything I told her to do, and it went our way. The last female fight, she did everything I wanted her to do. It didn't go our way, right? It happens. And so just this process has been fun. And knowing that I get another one or two next month, and then somewhere between, I don't know, 1 and 4 in January, it's like, oh, this is the life that I wanted. Just coaching. Just coaching all the time. I can dig this. This is fun. I don't know. What you think, Corey?
Sounds like you made a lot of growth in a number of areas. Growth from a coaching standpoint. I think you've always had the confidence, but it's like you're stacking more bricks of confidence.
Yeah.
So you're trusting your decisions and the things that you're telling folks to do even more.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's pretty much dead on. Like,
and you're learning new things. You're seeing the value of the relationship outside of the training.
Yeah.
And how that can leverage and turn itself into real results within the ring.
Yeah. It's
The investment in the alignment.
yeah, definitely investment alignment. I think that really sounds dope. It's so weird because you said it. I am a pretty confident person.
Right.
And it's weird. When I'm in front of the team, there's no doubt. There's never a doubt when I'm there in front of them. And the doubt is usually there when I'm alone. And that was the weird part. It felt like on Saturday, just talking to myself, I didn't have to get hyped up. I didn't have to hit no switches. I didn't have to do nothing. It was just like, it was no longer becoming Shah the coach. It was just like, I am. I am. So
Sorry.
facts. No, I mean, it was written. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. You like that? But it was it's still a weird feeling. It still sort of gives me goosebumps. Like I get a little chills. That's how I know I'm headed in the right direction. It's like it's such a weird, freeing feeling. And I was telling my wife that when I was younger, I definitely thought I was the man. And then I hit a stage where it's like, I'm aware of more of my flaws.
That's self-awareness.
Yeah. And once that started happening, it was like all these doubts creeped in. And it was like, what is this? Like, I want to go back to being blind, yo. Like, I thought I could conquer the world, and like I was just Gucci.
The world
And
became more complex and more self-aware.
yeah. And so,
understanding of the things.
yeah. And because and that's what I mean. It's like now the confidence is returning the same way it was before, but it feels quieter. It feels less hyped. It's
more substance.
Yeah, it's just chilling. It's really just chilling. It's just like there where I would have to hit these switches and go into this war mode. Now, even when I spar, I'm like, I'm just chilling, yo. Like, there's no switch. Like, I honestly believe I could go fight and I wouldn't have to hit that switch. And that's the main reason why, like, last time I trained for a fight, I said, no, I can't do this because I can't hit that switch. I can't become that monster anymore. And it's funny, I think I believe I've gotten to a point where I just am. I'm just okay with that monster. I'm okay. I've really accepted that the monster's there and I don't have to hit a switch to turn him on. He's just there. It's who I am.
Still matter.
Facts. I figured out my own blueprint.
Oh, you had to throw that in.
Yeah. I have no, all the reasonable doubt in my brain is gone. You started it. I don't know if anybody's going to catch what we just did there. Hopefully. But yeah, like, I wish this upon everyone. I wish and I pray and I hope that everybody can come to grips with who they are, truly who they are, and just let it shine. And I don't know if that's an age thing. I don't know if that's just experiences. I don't know what's helped me, to be honest, other than just accepting who I am and accepting that the only person that needs to accept that is me. That's another thing. Like, if my wife doesn't accept who I am, she could choose to be my wife or not. Like, it sounds harsh, but I am who I am. And there's different parts of me. And I just got to be okay with all of that. It's such a weird feeling because it's only weird because I thought I already was. But the more I'm diving into it, the more I feel it. I don't know.
More aligned with what are you more aligned with? What do you feel more connected? What do you feel like did you have imposter syndrome before?
Nah, I didn't have imposter syndrome. The issue was, and I got something for it. I got the perfect thing right here, and it went out in my newsletter. It was something I was struggling with that I've told other people, but I finally just came to grips with it. Everything good?
Yeah, I'm looking for a chord.
Oh, so I wrote this for the newsletter. The price of greatness. Mike Tyson once said, the people who achieve greatness are rarely great people. That idea hits really hard. To be great at one thing often means giving up being great in other parts of life. If you want to be a great parent, you may not be great at your job. If you want to be a great athlete, you may not be a great spouse or friend. There's only so much time in a day, and greatness demands all of it. The real key is not talent or luck. It is dedication. It is the choice that you show up every day and do the work, even when it's hard. You cannot be great at everything, but you can decide what is worth giving your best to, what you will choose to pour your greatness into. What will you choose to pour your greatness into? So I know I had this thought process in my last marriage where I wanted to be the greatest fighter I could be for my last couple fights, and I wanted to be the greatest gym owner and coach that I could be. But then when I lost it and my marriage fell apart, I was like, okay, I got to invest more time in my family. I got to do this. And I started dividing up my time. And even though I thought I was doing things correctly, I was finding myself not investing more into being the greatest coach I could be at times for the sake of my marriage or the sake of something else. And it was like, I wasn't saying no to things. Like, hey, I'm going to my sister's to do this. Do you want to come? Yeah, even though I could go to the gym and work, I'm going to go over here. And more, I'm declining certain things because my work is so important to me. And it's just like, oh my goodness, that's what it is. It's just like a fighter. If a fighter says they're going to go work out and they don't go work out, it messes with their mind. If you say you're going to wake up at this time and you don't, it messes with your mind. If you say you're not going to eat this and then you eat it, or you're not going to drink this and you drink it, when you do these things, it messes with your mind. Well, I just kept going back to the gym more and more. And not thinking that once a day is enough. No, let's go live in this again. Let's go get back in this again. Let's eat, sleep, the gym, and find time for everything else. But I gave up on trying to be the greatest husband and the greatest dad. Because I can't. I'm a good husband. I'm a good dad. I'm allowing myself to be 100% me, which most people will never understand. Most people won't know what it's like to commit to something 100,000%.
A rhythm that works for you.
Yeah. It's why I loved Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan. Everyone says they were horrible teammates, but because all they did was they wanted to win. Well, what are we doing it for? What are we doing this for? I want to win. My wins look different. My wins are help create better people and greater humans. I believe that's what I was put on this earth for. I believe that's the words that come into my brain that's given to me.
Do you believe that you were put here for that purpose?
Yeah. I believe my whole life has been to be a teacher. Coach is just a teacher. Since I've been a kid, I've wanted to teach. If I didn't mess up everything and played football for Michigan State, I was going to go for education as a degree. So I'm a great person and a great coach. I'm a good husband and a good dad. But thank you. I see what you're doing. Being good at something, I'm still above average.
You can't even take a compliment.
No, because it's not true. It's not true. Like I see what they're saying. I mean, somebody, Robo Virgo said, yes, you are. You're a great person, great husband, great dad, great coach. And if I was a great dad, then I could pick my son up every day. I could practice with him every day. I could do these things every day because he is my life. To be great at something means you are investing all your time into this thing. You cannot be great at something without investing all your time, period. You cannot. You could be okay at something. You could be good at something. But we can all say Kobe Bryant was great at basketball, correct?
Yeah.
He was not a great father. He was a good father. When he was done playing, he became a great father because his life was dedicated to his kids way more. Michael Jordan, was he a great basketball player? I think we would all say yes. Also divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Kobe almost got a divorce.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson, great boxer. To achieve that greatness, there was a downside to it.
Sacrifices.
And so to be great at something, it costs you a lot of time. That doesn't mean you have to be a bad father or a bad husband. I'm happy that I'm a good husband. I'm happy that I'm a good father. I'm happy that I've worked out my schedule. I can go to my kids' games and whatnot. I'm happy that we can play video games, that I make time for him. But like Thursday night is typically one of my nights with him. I took him to school Thursday. I had him just stay with his mom Thursday night because I knew I was going to have a late night session to help my fighter cut weight. And we were leaving early in the morning on Friday. That's the cost sometimes. And so it is what it is. So I understand what you're saying and I appreciate that, but I recognize I'm a great coach. And that's the life I chose. I am going to help teach as many people as I can. And I'm very blessed that my kids understand it.
Don't your kids benefit from that as well, though, if you're showing up and leading by example, if you will?
Yeah, that's the thought. That's the hope. Like I've played it on here before. Tim Grover talking about him packing to go train an athlete and his daughter coming to him and saying, "Hey, can you stay home? What if I eat less?" or something like that. And he's talked about it in a fairy tale world, in a fairy tale world, he would say, yeah, and unpack his clothes. But he was like, no, I got to go do this. And later on, his daughter let him know she understood. So yeah, that's the goal. Like I want my kids to understand. And I think they do. I see my daughter building her business and I see my daughter grinding and doing things. I see my son working hard to make his goals happen. So I believe that it's paying off. At the same time, I do know like there's a cost. My son didn't get to hang out with his dad Thursday evening. Right? There's a cost. I couldn't take him to his Halloween group party or whatever. I couldn't be the one to pick him up. Right? There wasn't even an option because I was out of town. So there's a cost to it. Mm-hmm. I'm just back. I'm back in the way of thinking that I'm okay with that because that's who I am. And that's who I have to be for me to be who I am. And so with that said, I've learned how to be a good father, though. I've learned how to be more available. I've definitely learned that. It doesn't matter if I'm tired. It doesn't matter if I'm beat up. Go do something with my son. Beat him in a game of Stratego or Risk or a video game or like go play ball or something, even though I'm like, we went and played ball knowing that my hamstring was still hurt, but it was important to me to just go shoot with him and go play. And so it's like where before I probably would have iced up, laid up, and I was like, no, I gotta go do this because my injury came about from something I was doing in the gym. That can't impact him.
I'd argue that does make you great, though, in not just your eyes, should that feel good, but I think that would feel good in your kids' eyes.
I mean, I'm sure it does. It just means I'm good, though. That makes me above average.
Does it though?
Yeah, because average.
What's the average?
That's where
An average dad, and like if we're banking on like average
mom,
dad.
let's go mom too. Like
No, because mom and dads are different.
Right,
mom and dads are different, but like
if we're tipping scales here, and you're deciding the good and the great, how does that average out? How does that?
I would look at an average dad. Average dad goes to work, comes home, eats dinner, maybe says what's up to our kid. Basically, how most anybody's childhood is in our generation.
I would put that above average.
Not being there is not a dad.
What do you consider not being?
So if you're not in your kid's life at all, you're not a dad. You're just a man who had a kid.
But what if a person that comes in and out?
That's not really being a dad. Like I'm talking about a dad that's involved, or at least there. The kid can at least see the kid. I'm sorry, the kid can at least see the dad or talk to him.
Every day, the majority.
He could talk to him anytime. Like he could talk to him and like. I'm not talking about a deadbeat dad. A deadbeat dad is below average. Like a deadbeat dad is like, that's a whole nother story. I'm talking about the average guy that goes to work, comes home, watches TV, passes out. That's his life, but he's always there. The bills are paid. Kid has clothes, has shoes, has food. Like, how many guys have we had on here that said, I never heard I love you, or they never came to a game and things like that? Like old school dads. Those were, to me, average dads.
The old school dads were average dads.
Yeah. Taking in the time to say I love you or go to games and be more active and more present, that makes you a good father to me.
My perspective could be wrong, but that feels like a small percentage of what you're looking at as a good dad.
I mean, you're there. If you're open and telling your kids you love them and you're having conversations.
That's a small percentage right there.
Mm.
How many guys do we sit and talk with that we know can't be transparent in that way because they have not learned to, one, express themselves, or two, be able to move through their emotions in a constructive way in which they can actually sit down with a child and have a true, transparent conversation emotionally.
Well, that still puts them at the average. That's what I'm saying.
I would say a small percentage of fathers can do that.
Yeah, but that makes them a good father. To be a great father, like really think about it. A great father will take off work.
I don't know that they would.
No. I'm talking about like a great. You want to be a great father.
But are you measuring great father by time invested? Because I know kids that are on some of my AAU teams where I see their dads all the time. I'm not trying to cast aspersions on folks, but I can see from your interactions with them in just the sports arena that like yo, you're not giving him the things that he needs. But he's there all the time.
No, I'm saying of course, it's got to be more than just being there, because a dad that is eating and watching TV and sleeping, he's there, he's present, but he's not.
So could I make this argument? Listen to me. Just listen to this. I'll make it quick. You are excelling in the spaces in which you're being emotionally transparent, fathering, coaching, affirming, and doing all these things, even though you're not there every single time. And so you're excelling, I think, in the places that mean the most.
And leading
Versus being present every single day and having maximum flexibility to be there every single day. Like for me, my dad was he was in and out of town, but he was roughly there physically a lot more than I think a lot of my peers. Did I get the things, in my opinion, that I wanted out of him within that time? I would argue no. And so I would have rather had less time, less overall time, and more
meaningful
time. Than the reverse.
Well, no, I understand what you're saying, and that's something I did learn during early on building the business. It's like, I'm not going to get hours with my son. I'm going to get an hour. I need to make an impact in that hour, right? So I need to make sure that he's got my full attention in that hour. Because if I'm just sitting on my phone, but I'm sitting by him for 3 hours, I'm not investing anything. But that's what I'm saying. Like to me, stay-at-home moms are great parents. Most of them. I'm not talking about the woman that's on social media always complaining, doing that. I'm talking about the woman that is like, their kids have breakfast, they have a lunch, they have a dinner, they're taken care of. The moms are involved in their kids' life, sometimes homeschooling them. I'm like, those are great parents to me because their entire life is built around that kid or those kids.
Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that's a small percentage. Even with the moms I know that are showing up, aren't always able to provide breakfast or lunch and schedules, whether it's even they may not have a particular job, it may be volunteer stuff, it may be other things going on that's still pulling them away in different directions.
I think now it's hard to be a great parent.
Period.
Depending on money. It's like all how you work money out. So like back in the day, it was easier for a mom to be a great mom. The responsibilities were different. And now both people working, it's hard. But then that's what I'm saying. If you're investing time into your job and you want to be the greatest at your job, that's time away from everyone else. So it's like, you can't be the greatest parent. You cannot be the greatest parent unless you are making that choice. If I wanted to be a stay-at-home dad and take care of the house, then the same drive I have to be a coach would be the same drive I have to be the greatest stay-at-home husband and dad that I could be. I'm talking like, if that's what I wanted, the house has to be clean, food has to be ready, things are good to go, everything is organized, we know what's happening, we know what's going on. If something goes wrong, cool, I'm on it type of deal. Because if I want to do something, I just have to be great at it. I just have to. I don't see the point in doing it if I'm not. That's why I don't have too many hobbies. Right. It's like every hobby I've ever picked up became a career because I wanted to be so great at it. Well, then now you're going to make me money because I'm investing time into it, right? I have to make money on this to make it worth my time.
The only other thing I would say is I would argue greatness is also perception.
Yeah.
What you're seeing as not being great may be great and amazing in somebody else's eyes. Now I can't speak for Isaiah, but it's obvious the bond that you guys have and how much he loves you is like it screams out to me when I see you two together. And so you, in his eyes, you may be fulfilling all of his needs, but in your mind, you feel like you're coming up short. And is that part? And can that be partially connected to some things in your past and your history that you may be trying to compensate for because of what you felt that you wanted or didn't get?
I can see that.
Because I think every child's different. Some childs do need more hands on like all the time, and some people say, "Hey, I need you to feed me these things." Then I'm good to go.
But the difference is if you knew your son needed that, you would do it. And that's what a great parent does.
See, that's the thing.
You adjust. And that is where I think you missed the mark on that in what your capabilities and abilities are. If your son needed that, would you?
Here's the thing. If my son said, Dad, I need you here on Saturday night,
You would make it happen.
no, I would have coached because that's my job.
Okay.
That's my job.
Okay.
Like if his life is on the line, then we're having a different conversation. But Dad, I need you to take me to Screaming Acres. It means that much to me.
What if it was a game? Screaming Acres is one thing. What if it's a football game? And this. Hey.
So I've had that conversation, and we've been talking about that. I would probably still coach because I need my son to understand that when you're doing a job, that's your job. I don't expect him to miss a football game. If he's at the pro, I don't expect him to miss a football game for something to come do for me. I may need him. I may want him. Kid, this is your job. Do your job. Do your job. And that's what I mean. I am going to do my job because to me, that is a more important thing to have and to give him and to show him than to show up at that moment. I will watch, like, I watched a game when I was in Thailand on the phone because I couldn't make the game. I missed it. Actually, I coached. I was out of town coaching for one of his games this last year. I missed the game. Now, I was able to see video. I was able to do all this, and I talked to him before, and I talked to him after, and all that stuff. Now, varsity, I'm already working on my schedule so I can have Fridays free. But I also know weigh-ins are Friday night, fights are Saturday. Like, I can't control that. And this is the life I chose. So
it's a little different going into it, knowing that, I guess, too. And from my perspective, all I'm saying is I bet if you asked either kid,
they say all the time they think I'm
dad.
a good father. And Kiara gave me a dope compliment. She said she would want to raise her kids the way I raised her. So, like, I get it. I'm just older, and I know, like, I could see it. It's like if I wanted to invest the same time into them that I do into coaching, that'd be crazy. It would be bananas. Whether they come out better kids, I don't know. That I don't know.
Right.
They might come out worse because I'm investing too much into them. I don't know. But
intentional parenting too is important. I think, like, you're setting that time aside. You're a parent that's in the trenches with them instead of on the sidelines.
Yeah. Like that's why I said I think I'm a good dad. I think I'm a above average dad. I think I'm much above average.
It's interesting how we each perceive greatness, though. And I think that's where from the outside you have those self-doubts of, am I great? And that's your honesty, that's your vulnerability to the subject, right? But outside, both Corey and I are sitting over here shaking our head like, he's a great dad. We hear it in your voice. We can see it in your tone and inflection and how you speak of your children. Not that that's not there for other things, but you are a great dad. And
yeah. And I appreciate that. I think what the funny thing is I consider myself a dad to everybody in my gym.
I can see that.
Like everybody that comes, everyone, especially my fighters, every one of my fighters are my kids. Like, so Bree's staying with me every single weekend for the past month and a half, whatever it was. She was just my daughter. Like, I just have another daughter. And I treated her as such and told her the same things I would tell my kids. And it's how I do all my fighters. I just treat them like my kids. They get the same lessons, the same talking tos, the same lectures, the same speeches, the same jokes, the same, like they're just all my kids. And so
I would argue that that's showing your kids, though, a great dad. Somebody who has an open heart to accept and want to make others better, others' situations better, others to help take the load off of somebody else in certain ways or care for somebody in that manner.
yeah, like I get what you guys are saying with that. I understand it.
I'm still just above average.
And just that word great just takes so much. Are you willing to invest that time that it takes to be great at what you do?
I would argue having made the impact. I would say it's less about time and more about impact.
So, okay, is D Rose a great player to you?
Derrick Rose? Absolutely.
Okay.
To me, he changed. He changed how you can look at a point guard with his athleticism, like aggressiveness and strength, and he did it at such a young age. He's one of the youngest MVPs ever.
Allen Iverson did that though. He changed
Allen
the game.
Iverson did it, but did it in a different way. I thought Allen Iverson brought something different to the game culturally, and for somebody at his size. So it's hard for me to compare those two.
Okay. Would you say Derrick Rose, where do you rank him in point guards? Does he even make your top 10?
He's definitely in my top
10. He can't make top 5 though?
Probably
shorter impact. Now, if he played, now imagine he did that for a decade.
Okay, so let me put this back at you. LeBron and Jordan. Everyone says because LeBron's been able to do it sustained for so long that he deserves to be the GOAT. I look at it as Jordan in that 6 years or 7 years was at the top of this game and nobody could stop him. He dominated for a good 7 to 8 years. LeBron never.
They're both great for two different reasons. LeBron's great because he knows how to he's great at making teammates better.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, but like that's what it comes down to. He's great at making teammates better. Period.
Your results.
That's the downside of it. That's the downside of it. If he wanted to be the greatest scorer and the greatest, if he went into it wanting to be more like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, I think he
had the physical tools to do it,
he
didn't have the mental.
Yeah, that wasn't him. And you can have a different conversation where Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan both had their dads. And how much of a male influence that, like, hey, you could be a dog, you can go get this, plus their moms.
Yeah.
So it's like they had both, and they went to college. Now, they already had that dog mentality before that, but big difference in growing up in a single mom household and being looked at as the king of basketball. Like I still have his Sports Illustrated when he's in high school. Like, so it's just slightly different. But because of his mentality of making teammates better, look at what he did with his friends. Everybody is a multimillionaire, if not more, because he was like, he knew how to, he was good at making everybody else better.
Yeah, he was. Facts.
You give LeBron like a Scottie Pippen type player. Actually, if you gave, when he had Dwayne Wade, who is a dog like Kobe, a dog like Jordan, they found success because he had that dog, but he had that dog with him.
Yeah.
And so, which taught him how to be a dog, which allowed him to win in Cleveland.
Yeah.
So, and then LA. So but two different things. If I had to pick a team, I'm picking Jordan or Kobe though, because I know if I give them the ball, they'll win. They'll win. Steph Curry, he'll win. Now I got to build the pieces around him so nobody can just target them, right? So that's
Arguably, though, for a female, i.e., myself, that doesn't follow sports like you just talked about, we're talking about greatness, and within the family unit, what you're doing is picking your team by picking a partner, a mother, a stepmother, whatever it might be for your children. So if you're factoring that in to greatness in your choices, who you're involving in your life to step in and support your children, I mean, it's a team. Michael Jordan, Kobe, I don't care who we're talking about. They're nobody if they have no teammates. They can't pass the ball to themselves. So greatness, again, if you're looking at it from a sports analogy or from a family analogy, I have heard you talk about your family and how wonderful so many parts, not to say that there's not things that people can't work on. I'm just saying, I don't know your family that well, but you talk about how everybody works together, mends, what needs to, and comes together.
well,
That is greatness in itself. And
that's just knowing how to coach. Like, to be honest with you, that's just me being a great coach because I'm very transparent.
but
Like
coaching and being a dad and some of those roles can overlap each other in greatness. And a sideline
He's a good coach.
and a leader and somebody that knows how to pick the right people too.
Yeah, I don't know how, I still don't know how it's happened other than I think I'm just so upfront and honest that it causes problems, but also at the same time,
Squashes them.
it's like I don't lead with feelings too often. And so it's like, but even with my wife right now, I was just honest about things. And then when it was getting to a point where it was like, hey, like, if I'm working like this and doing this, I'm going to need help with transportation. I'm going to this has got to be a teamwork thing. And honestly, I believe I picked my wife. I fell for her more because I knew she's the type of person, she understands if I got to work all the time. Doesn't mean she doesn't want me home. Doesn't mean I won't get a text like, hey, when are you coming home? It's go to work. It's like, don't not work. Don't.
She's a teammate.
Yeah.
And a family member.
Kyrie. And I mean, everything she wants us to be she wants to be a stay-at-home wife. So everything the more successful I am, the closer she gets to that. And so I'm not arguing that I'm not a great person or something. It's just like, I know the cost of being great. To be a great fighter, the cost is high. To be a great coach, the cost is high. And when you pay that cost, other places are missing out.
Sure.
And so, but damn.
We're just over here being hype crew for you too.
I appreciate that, yo. I appreciate it.
We do see your heart and know where your intentions are, even if you can't be there.
Oh yeah, my son knows. He knows that. And I always talk to him. I feel bad if I miss something, but we have those conversations. He's like, Dad, I get it. He's like, I get it.
But being a sideline parent that shows up but isn't involved, I mean, there's a difference there too. So even if you're there, like Corey had said, sometimes that wasn't the best. It was, hey, have some intention with why you're here, or care, invest a little bit.
Yeah.
And so
I mean, yeah,
I watched a TikTok of you praying over your son before a football game.
Oh yeah, we got a pregame ritual.
And so there's things with that I know my son would die to have somebody care about him like that in a male role model, like figure, a male role model.
Well, that's why I do. That's why I did it though. It's because I didn't have that, so it was important. Like, and I've told him from day, like both my kids, hey, I'm not gonna be here forever. You guys need to take these lessons and sear them into your brain, because when I'm gone, you can still talk to me. You'll hear my answers because you already know what I would say.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's
like
an above average parent.
Yeah, that's a good parent. Yeah, you're right.
A great
good is
parent.
above average. Good is a good.
Parent.
You're right. That's a good parent. It's a good parent. That's a good parent. But man, on that note, we'll call it a day. This is already a very long episode. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. I know it may have seemed like I was kind of all over the place a little bit, but again, thank y'all for rocking with me. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, tune in every Monday for our live feed. Every Friday, a new episode comes out on Spotify and on YouTube. Yes.
If we want to be on your email list, I'm not on your email list. You said you sent out an email. I want on that.
Okay, I will make sure I get that information out. So I don't want to say the wrong email right now. So I want to make sure that I have it correctly. And also in January, I got one of the biggest interviews I can have. That's so weird to say because I've had some pretty dope ones, but we'll have Allison Armstrong on board, and she's amazing, an amazing writer, amazing therapist. And her viewpoints on men are incredible. So yeah, man, look forward to some more episodes. I'll let y'all later. You control you. We out.
Shit, I'm about to go wait in this place when you dropping the bass in. The beat is at the streets of awaken. I'm making to break my foot off of somebody's ass. I'm waiting for someone to say my name so I can annihilate them. Okay, then everyone was screaming the rape when I was kicking at the gate till it caved in. Belly scraping by, but now I'm paid. Look at the paper I raked and I'm caking like Jay-Z and Drake. And I hate when people say that I ain't killing shit. The game is my playpen. I punch you in the face and end up breaking your break bands. I'm far from Hollywood. I'm posted up at the Daisy. Even though the industry say I'm the latest sensation. Drop the stuff at the board show. Becoming complacent. Mama saw me on TV with just a bum in the basement. You would catch me save a whole year. I fuck your baby mama in